Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Samantha. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone.
We're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yes.
How are you today?
My day is just getting started, so I'm good. I took Jupiter out and I'm just here with my coffee and ready to get into the things. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've had
Courtney's
a productive morning so far. I've been doing work trying to schedule these interviews and focus groups so I can get the data.
And you've had a busy week.
This week, I told you, was like a week where I actually had a lot of tasks to do rather than meetings.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's just been like scheduling. I mean, literally moving forward, like starting tomorrow, actually, I have so many interviews starting tomorrow. Like literally, like pretty much every day from 4 to 8, I'm doing interviews until further notice.
Oh my God.
Because we have to do 30 teachers, which is very hard to get a hold of. And then I have to do a focus group of 10, which is hard to get a hold of 10 all at one time. And then it's just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing good and I'm excited to talk today.
Yes.
Courtney's here, so it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that comedy show on Monday.
Yes.
So I've been mixing.
For Dustin Ross.
Today we're going to a play and getting drinks. So
what play y'all going to?
it's called All Nighter. It's off-Broadway play.
Oh, is Courtney going?
What'd you say?
Is Courtney going?
Yeah, Grace is going too. It's going to be me,
God.
Julia, Grace, and Courtney.
Okay. I just am like, the jealousy is already starting. Like, Courtney is about to move to New York, and this is going to be my regular life, I guess. You guys doing fun things, and I'll be here.
More, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so it's just been good, and I'm a morning person, so I'm up, I'm ready, I'm not tired, like I
know.
So I'm happy.
All right, well,
let's get to it.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. Okay.
So, Alexis, who's on trial? We have a few things to talk through today.
Yeah. I mean, I think today we should definitely talk about, we'll start with, Kanye, because I feel like that is just top of my mind today.
I was going to say one thing, just like, so we don't forget. Just want to congratulate Normani. We love Normani. We're happy that she got engaged.
Normani stands, as we always say.
And I know, like, there was big news for her this week, and she's engaged to, what's his name?
I don't know his name.
We don't even know his name.
We know that Russell and Sierra hooked y'all up.
Yeah.
And he's a former teammate.
Yes. And he seems super happy. And so we're just happy for our girl. And hopefully now she can get back to the stage.
At this point, Normani, we need a new album. Do not try to tour this album. Do not try to go on.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad with a performance at opening.
Whatever.
Beyonce's touring after a year of her album.
That's true, but it's just been she's not Beyonce. She will be. Like we always say, we believe she can, but she's not there yet.
Okay, well, congratulations, Normani. Who's on trial? Kanye West.
Let's start with Kanye. So there's been a series of tweets, I feel like the last week or two from Kanye. And so this all started with last week. He exposed the text messages between him and Kim, where he's like upset that he's found out that the kids
names are trademarked.
Their names are trademarked, and that specifically Kim Kardashian owns the likeness to those trademarks. And so he was like, I didn't know about that, and he's kind of told her like we're gonna start a war.
And he was attempting to put
stop.
Yeah, he was attempting to put Northwest on a song with Diddy.
Or a lyric about her, something to do with her. So then he tweeted last night about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, and he said, wait, has anyone seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? Their R-word for someone who's intellectually disabled. Their R-word, no, like literally, and this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having R-word children is a choice. So obviously that's disgusting. And then
absolutely disgusting.
He also made a tweet earlier today saying, going back to the trademarking, saying, so Kim got the name and likeness over my black children. So a white woman has control over the name and likeness of my black children. And then speaks to Cardi about putting my daughter on a song with with him and these dudes as celebrities be trying to play with my motherfucker, play with me, sorry, in my face. And so he's just crashing out. Some people might put it
Oh
as
my
that.
god. This
And
is the
so
worst I feel like it's ever
possibly having
been.
an episode. And so, what are your
Possibly.
thoughts? I mean, you can either tell me your general thoughts, you can split it up as the Kim stuff and the Beyonce stuff, whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, the Kim stuff, we've kind of talked about it. Like, we kind of was like, this is like Kim's karma
Mm-hmm.
for, just getting
Fetishizing
involved.
black men, yeah, and
Yes.
like
And get
going
it. You,
after them.
yes, you knew who Kanye was. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he is.
Been I don't want to say crazy, but he's been wild. Like this is
Yeah,
the
he's
guy who said
been
George Bush doesn't care about black people on
exactly
live in
on
like
national TV.
2004, basically.
Exactly. And this is a man that got on stage and took the award for, like, took the mic from Taylor Swift. So, like,
Exactly.
he is, who you got involved with. So, Kim dealing with that, like, I can only feel but so, like, bad. Like, obviously, I care about the kids because it's just like, this is crazy to have these two people as your parents. But Kim, like, you knew what you got into. You decided to have 4 kids with this man. I think they have 4 kids, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, whatever.
But I do want to
Yeah.
add something. I agree. This is her karma. And I think that, like, like we said, she's been fetishizing black men, and this is what she gets. But I
Yeah.
do feel like it's an interesting. What are your thoughts on the whole point of like, um, a white woman? Like, we know that she has fetishized black men, right? To the point where now she has multiple kids with. I mean, there's literally an episode on the Kardashians where she talks about asking Kanye for his sperm, so when they break up, her kids can still have the same father, right? So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole nother
They're
level of like
all
you're
very
literally
weird
just
about
like
that.
using them to like literally just produce babies in their
Mm-hmm.
sperm. But my question is, what are your thoughts on his point of saying like this white woman who we know is like problematic has like owns the rights to like her children's kind of brand, these black children's brand, and him saying that she was possibly trying to put them on a Cardi song. To me, that's also not protection. The shit that Cardi be rapping about and stuff, that's also not like protection to me either.
Are we talking
Or
about Playboy Cardi
I
or
took it
Cardi
as
B?
Cardi B, but either way, to me, I'm like, I wouldn't see that as fully protective either. So, what are your thoughts on like his point about that? Because I feel like he has a little bit of a point there, even though it's like, they say a broken clock is right twice a day. I do feel like he has a little bit of a point there.
I mean, I can't say, like, because of what Kanye is trying to do, I can't be mad. Like, he's trying to put her on a song with Diddy literally talking to him from jail. So, I mean, I just feel like, for one, it's like one of them had to trademark their names. Like, that's just what these celebrities do. Like,
That's what they do, but they didn't have to.
they didn't
That's what
have
they
to,
did.
but I think it makes sense because it's just like you have, these, like, anybody could go put Northwest's voice on a song or whatever. Like, I think it is important if you have like public figure children to protect them from even like their other crazy parent. So I feel like, and I don't want to say crazy like that. I mean, just like, how Kanye is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. For that, I'm just like, I don't necessarily, like, I'm not going to say, like, I think Kim is, like, protecting them better than Kanye, but I
Oh,
will
no,
say
never
that,
that.
like, I'm not like, why did she do that? Like, I'm not
Not
thinking
even
about,
about
I
the
guess, her.
trademarking, like that too,
Hmm.
but also just like she also has considered putting North on a song with like
But is
random
that true?
celebrities. I don't know if it's true, but also, do we know what Kim said is true? I guess what I'm saying is like to me, I'm like they're both to
I mean,
me
we heard the
bad and
song.
unreliable. They're both
We
bad and
heard the Diddy song,
unreliable
though.
narrators to me.
I mean,
And
yes.
secondly, I think they're both problematic. I hope those kids are okay.
Alexis, we're talking about a person that literally did a full page spread of
Mm-hmm.
Tesla and the robots, like, the
Yes.
same week that her baby daddy is doing all this shit. So,
Yeah,
like,
they're both crashing out
yes,
in
they
their
are
own way.
not, yes, they're not, whatever.
Just
Yeah.
sometimes, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I sometimes get vibes that they're both using their kids.
Oh yeah, I mean
And so it's
they
hard for me to
definitely
see.
are.
It's hard for me to side with anyone, I guess, in this situation
I
because
mean, the kids are what keep their Kardashian brand going. Like, if they didn't have
exactly.
any kids, it would be like they would be done. The
Hmm.
only reason why we still even care about them is because they have cute kids.
Kids, exactly. And now that's us, that's what we're seeing, and then
The
parenting.
next generation.
Absolutely. And so I don't know, it's just interesting. But what were you wanted to talk about the Beyonce thing, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I mean that is insane that he tweeted that. Like, I can't believe he tweeted that. Like, I just can't believe, like, I just don't even know, like, first of all, he's talking about their youngest children. Not even, if they're talking about their oldest children, he's talking about their children.
Hmm.
He's talking about,
Well, he said the youngest children, yeah.
yeah, he's using,
The worst.
derogatory language to talk about these children and their potential disabilities and just like the lack of like not seeing them.
Hmm.
And I just think it's absolutely disgusting. Like, I think it's just
Yes.
disgusting. I think it's sad. I think that um yeah, I just can't believe that we're here. Like, like
Yeah.
nobody would have been
This is
able
the
to
people who
tell
had
me.
Otis together.
All right,
Down the
Otis,
drain.
like,
Watch the
yes,
throne.
Watch the Throne, I mean,
Whores,
the
yeah.
beginning of Kanye's career was linked with Jay-Z. Like, he's like,
Hmm.
that's his big brother. Now he's talking about his kids and saying that it was a choice and talking about artificial insemination. Like, this man he is deep down the red pill
And
manosphere.
just inappropriate. Like I feel like one thing I feel like you see on Housewives all the time. It's like as parents, they're always like, you don't talk about the kids, you don't bring up the kids. Like it's like my mom always says things like I don't worry about what other people have. And I'll be like, oh, did my cousins do this? Or she's like, I don't ask about other people's kids unless they tell me because people have other kids. It's like you don't. As a parent, I feel like there's another level of understanding where it's like you don't
Yes,
bring up, especially in a derogatory way, some people's
yes,
children
for
to a
the
public for the
world.
world to piece apart. This is on top of the lore behind, and I'm pretty sure we all know who he's talking about, which is like that
Mm-hmm.
we don't see Sir. And I feel
Yeah,
like there's a lore behind that. There's
a
a
lot of
bunch of
speculation.
speculations, theories. When there is a picture, people pick it apart. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always where's Sir, right? It's a running joke kind of. And so it's just like I feel like he's piggybacking on that, which is inappropriate knowing he's a parent. And regardless, um, if Sir has a disability or not, one, that's nothing wrong with that. But then
Right.
two, why is it his business to know, or you
Our
know,
business
or
either,
our
like the
business to
public.
know? And
That's so fucked up.
it's
That's
just
so
weird
fucked
because
up.
I know for a fact if some I don't know this for a fact, sorry, but I have a feeling that if some other celebrity with his power and reach were to make a tweet about North or any of his kids saying that they've had a
Exactly.
disability, he would be
Insane.
is spiraling.
Yes.
So it's shocking that he doesn't have the same understanding on the other side.
And it's also like anything can happen to anybody at any moment. Like, like people become disabled like
Mm-hmm.
throughout their life a lot of
Mm-hmm.
time. And it's like, don't talk about somebody's child. It's just like you don't even know your kids aren't even grown yet. Like, it's just, yeah, I think it's crazy to talk about somebody's child. I think it's crazy that it was interesting because Kanye actually tweeted something towards Iggy Azalea too, because
Oh God.
like, I don't know, because
Because of her issues with her baby daddy.
yes, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
And
he's
so
terrible.
he made another comment about just like how like, or Iggy Azalea responded to him just being like, although like he's not reading this now, like this leaves a digital
Mm-hmm.
imprint, and one
Mm-hmm.
day out of his life he's
Mm-hmm.
going to learn about this and have to reckon with the fact that this was happening at whatever age. And it's unfair to the children. Like, this is adult spaces. This is Twitter. Like, I don't know. It's just no reason to be talking about these children. I just have no idea what Beyonce and Jay-Z are going to do.
Do you
Because
think they will do something, or you think they'll just ignore it? Because I feel like they pay everything dust all the time. That's the one thing we always say about Beyonce. She never responds to anything.
I mean, in public they never respond, but I think in private he might be getting something, like, legally or something like that. But I also think that, like, I mean, I also think like Kanye is petty. I feel like he is.
I think if they do anything legally, he's gonna say something. Like he's gonna make it known that like this is a battle now.
And I also think that Kanye is just like, he doesn't want Kim and Beyonce and them to like be close.
Yeah,
or like
teaming up together.
Yes, but I think that this is like ground. I mean, Beyonce obviously knows she needs
the line has been crossed, right? Like you don't talk about someone's kids, especially in this manner, and not think that there's gonna be any consequence.
Yeah,
right?
but I think that like I feel like Kanye probably wants to divide a line between Kim and Beyonce, and like, I'm just like, I can just see that being a part of his little stupid pettiness, but it's just such a shame.
Sad, yeah.
It really is.
There should be a study on this of just like the downfall of certain celebrities who were at one point like considered to be one of the most powerful, influential people in the country. And he was one of them. And I mean, I always bring up Nicki Minaj, but Nicki Minaj is one of them. Like, there are people who I feel like have had like an interesting downfall where now, like, whatever they say can't be taken seriously. And at one point, they were on top of the world.
I think that's why he's crashing out too, because he's not like, nobody cares about like.
That's actually a really good point.
What he has to say. That's why he's talking about Kendrick and,
That's actually a really good point. I do want to. This kind of goes into the Kanye thing, but I did want to touch on like, I think it was last week last week or this weekend, Kim had put that picture of her like laid up with the Tesla robot. And I'm also just, again, I say it all the time, but I am just so curious to see what her kids think when they're like teenagers and older. Because I feel like, I specifically think about her and their father, because studies show, as I said on the phone to you, that like specifically black biracial children with white mothers sometimes, and you can love them, you can, you might still be best friends with them when you're an adult, but there is at times, especially white mothers, who don't take steps to like connect with your blackness, or like show that they're an ally to black people, that there's resentment. And I can't wait to see what her kids think about her when they learn about the context of this situation, of like the historical times of this period, and then that she was like posting pictures with Ivanka, posting pictures with the Teslas and the robots and stuff, and they grew up with these robots walking around the house and going into Teslas, and just like that image, and knowing. I'm curious if they're going to eventually turn or have like bad feelings towards Kim. And that might end up making their father even heroic, or maybe they'll even have complicated feelings with their father, because I don't know.
Yeah, he's walking around with a swastika.
Right, he's walking around with a swastika. And just like, I'm curious how much they see him, or how much he's involved in their like life.
Yeah.
He constantly always says that they're getting raised by nannies, so it's just like, I'm curious how much point of contact they have with their parents, period. And so it's just like, I'm just curious, because I just think Kim is really gonna have a lot of regrets when her kids get old enough and she wants that relationship and she can't have it.
I mean, that made me think like about privilege, and just like, because they're so going to be growing up so privileged, like, will they or will they not, like, challenge their privilege, or think, like, they have a choice whether they want to go down that road or just exist in their privilege. True. So
one thing I can say, though, is that whiteness will always remind you you're not white. So even though they'll have privileges, right, which they will abused and they will be in a certain, certain group of people, they will, it may, even if they're surrounded by white people and in Trump's place, right, in Trump's house, there will still be markers in that context that remind them they're not one of them because they're biracial. And so I say that to say they're going to experience some type of microaggression or discrimination at some level, even if it's so minor. They will feel it, that it at some point they will have some type of critical thought. Now, if they like, who knows though, they might internalize this racism and think they actually are the problem and that, their black people suck and they're different, right? Or they might, it might radicalize them to be a little more conscious. Either way, I just think that it will be interesting to see how they view Kim Kardashian when they're adults.
And their dad, too.
And their father, yeah.
But yeah, it will, like you said.
Empire.
And I agree. I think that there will be, like, some villainization. Like, I think we've already seen that, like, with just, like, North I'm sure, again,
when
just, like...
North grows up and it gets compared to Penelope, there will be a difference of how we speak about both, right? Like, or compare both, because one is white, one is not. Like, I do think she probably feels it.
But just even, like, I was gonna say, like, not being around your dad all the time, and then just, like, going and have, like, I feel like that's a lot of, like, dads, like, they come and they are the fun one, like, like, they want to go to the recording studio and whatever, so it'll be interesting, I think, honestly, as North gets older, to see, like, like, actually really see who her dad is, and, like, I truly believe both of these people are narcissists, and so it's just, like, to be raised by two narcissists, like, it's just, yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting, but yeah, I pray for these kids, because it's, like, especially with how the world is now, like, just even seeing, like, how Saint, he was, like, what is those things, like, Roblox or whatever, like, there was, like, something like that, and then he was posting YouTube videos about Trump. It's just, like, especially for the boys, I feel like they can just go down such a scary, exactly. So it's just, like, what is going to happen with them? But
we'll see. But I just think that's why I just said earlier, I was like, I hope those kids are okay, because I'm just like, it's hard for me to, and I don't even mean this with just those kids. I mean any celebrity kids, because I think it's hard to remain with 2 feet on the ground, as you say, and, like, a human when you're growing around that much wealth, that much fame, where it's like you were born to be famous. It's like you were born, people were shouting your name from the moment you were born, people wanted your picture from the moment you were born, and they'll never stop wanting it because you're a part of this, like, permanent A-list family. So that Blue and them are in that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they're above anything. I hope they're all okay, because I think it's hard to remain attached to some humanity and not just living in this bubble, because it's no one can relate, and it's probably very hard to, like, keep your head leveled.
Oh my god, yes, fame is destructive. It was actually this.
You had to do no work for it. It's just like you literally were born and people wanted to know you.
Right. Like, do you even want this? Like, you didn't have a choice in that.
And I think the dangerous thing is if you do want it. It's like addictive. Like, you enjoy the perks, right? Like, you get to be in The Lion King. And I'm not even talking about Blue. I'm talking about fucking North's ass standing up on stage doing terrible. Like, you get to be in Hair Love. You get to go on stage with the most famous artists. Like, it's like, especially if you like it, I think that's the story.
Oh my god. Even thinking about Wicked with they had Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande at their house, like, watching Wicked before the world.
Exactly. But yeah, especially if you like it, I think that's a problem.
Yeah. So what do you think Jay-Z and Beyonce are gonna do? Like,
I'm sure they're gonna sue him. Like, even just where it's just like, don't fucking mention another fucking thing about my kid, especially when they're, like, false claims. Like, what is that, defamation? Whatever that is, like, where it's just like, this is false. You have no idea if it's true. Kind of with the Tasha and Cardi B thing. I think it's that type of lawsuit. Like, you spread lies about my kid, who's a minor. Like, you will pay, and if you do it again, or mention or tweet his name again, or my kid's name again, you will be sued to oblivion. Yeah, I think it'll be like that. And I'm sure that, like, they're gonna blacklist him in ways, you know, where it's just like he had, you know, they have friends in every industry at the top, and just being like, don't work with this fucking man. If you work with him, you're done. You know, you are no ally to us. Like I can just see a world where it's like that. So it's just like he can't unless people want to go rogue. They're gonna look, you know, they're gonna burn ties with Beyonce and Jay-Z, which you don't want to do that.
Right. And it's interesting because I do think about how Jay-Z has been like, he has been making public statements on his his Rock Nation a little bit. So yeah, I was like, oh, this sounds like something that might be, you know, worth that. But I doubt he's gonna do that.
I doubt
but it's also sad because,
and I hope that with his kids he would have more class. Where it's just like I won't even to give more publicity to it is to give more popularity to that headline, which I would want to diminish for my kids' sake. So it's just like I will come at you legally.
Right. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And then also I think about Blue. I'm like, does Blue see this? Like that is just
I'm sure she saw it because we know she has bad friends. We know she has friends that literally show her the bad shit people say about her dancing. So I'm sure she has like people send her this like, oh my god, did you see this?
Right,
like, they said this about your kids. And this is and then I think the fact that's more hurtful is if it is. I'm not gonna say it's true because of the fact that like no one in this world is the R word. Yes, but it's like even if it's true that he has a disability, it's probably even more hurtful.
Yes. Oh my god, that is so. It's just so.
It's sick. But let's move on to another topic because we have 15 minutes and we should do some other stuff.
Yes. Alexis,
you wanted to talk about.
Okay, so yes, we wanted to bring up the other news that's been circulating, which is. Good luck. Love you. Good luck. Aww. So Jonathan Majors has been back in the news. His movie Magazine Dreams is coming out this weekend, which was put on hold because of all of his trials and the trial, I mean this man was on he was on Mount Everest. Okay, he was like, he had Creed, his downfall. He was about to be on, this was his next film out, and like honestly we thought this was gonna just get scrapped. Like I didn't think this was gonna see the light of day. So it's coming out. So they're doing a bunch of PR about it. Like he has like a Hollywood Reporter spread, and he's talking about, you know, his past and his past trauma, and growing up as a single mom and being SA'd, and like he's like, you know, and acting is where he found his relief. So he's definitely been on this like resurrection tour. Mind you, he's been like engaged to Megan Good, and like Megan Good has definitely been massaging his image since the very moment that he was on trial for assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. Oh my god, Megan Good was at these trials with this man. So then Tuesday, so the magazine I believe drops, so the Hollywood Reporter spread drops on Monday. Tuesday, there's an audio that drops of Grace Jabari and Jonathan Majors, which is his ex that he assaulted, talking on the phone, and he literally admits to, he's like, yeah, like I've never been aggressive with a woman before. And she's like, you strangled me and pushed me up against the car. And he's like, yes, like that all fall, like I aggressed you, like that. Yes, that falls under aggress. And like he literally said that. And it was just weird. Like he was like, so just because she was like, because I said something sarcastic, like, you know, he was like, it was obviously more than that. Like it's something to do with like you, basically. So it just sounded like they were really toxic. Anyways, so this audio comes out on Tuesday, and for a second, the news is just like, you know, like, okay, where are all the apologists now? Like saying that they were just trying to like bring down a black man's career and that he didn't do this, whatever, when he literally is saying on this audio. This all happened in the span of 2 days, basically. But yesterday evening, the news dropped that Megan Good and Jonathan Majors supposedly got married in a private wedding at their home. during Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde eclipse. So it's just like this was
Let
not.
us know how that marriage is gonna go.
I mean, I just watched a breakdown. I'll send it to you, but I watched a breakdown and it was just like, first of all, just getting married during a Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde is not a good idea, and just looking at Megan's like charts, it's not looking the best for this.
Wait, hold on. I want to talk about this. I just want to tell you this. I forgot to tell you. Like, so, like, if Akila has to get a C-section, I told her to talk to you about the date selection.
Oh, yes.
It'll be on, like, a good day. But
for sure, Alexis. Seriously. So people are just like, oh my God, like, she married this man. Literally, the movie premieres on Friday. So it feels like this is literally like a PR battle of the century.
Oh my God.
And yeah, like Rolling Stone dropped that audio. And this was like, Megan Good, man. You are saving his butt every chance you get.
I'm concerned for her. Like, do you think it's just very hard? It's, you know, people talk about how abusers never stop, right? So it's just like, it makes me wonder if she has like experienced it from him too, and is just kind of still in the trenches.
Not yet. Probably not yet. You know, like maybe in different ways, but you know, to that extent, probably not. Like, I feel like in women, we gotta wake up. Like, we cannot be like, oh, he's like, you know, he's gonna be the one to change, blah, blah, blah. I heard this acronym in a meeting yesterday. It was like detach, like don't even try to attempt to change him. And it's like, that is so real. Like, do not try to, like, if you're coming into a relationship like as like this person is a project and you are going to be on the road of healing with them and all that stuff, it's
you only end up more hurt.
Yeah, it's honestly just sad. It's just like, girl, like, we do not want this for you.
And we just don't want him anymore. Like, I hate to say it, but like, for me, you know, and I know that's wild to say, where it's like, you're making this black man dispensable, but it's just like, I just feel like he has had so much drama attached to his name. He clearly has a lot of healing to do. He clearly doesn't respect women. I'm like, do we really, are we that pressed to get him back in the spotlight? Like, there has to be other black men actors who can get their due.
And just, yes, there is. And just not in this way. Like, let the public, you know, decide if we want to, and like, you know, let his work speak for himself. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Like, let his, you know, it's been no time of him like seeing, like, it feels like no real rehabilitation. First of all, you've been in a relationship this whole time. Mind you haven't even been serial monogamous, right? Yeah, so it's like, what real, like, you know,
work is happening
when you are definitely putting on a mask for somebody else on your day-to-day basis, and you're an actor, so it's just like, where are you in all this? So I just feel like, I think like he should have let his work, like the fact that he got a Perseverance Award, like Megan Good's crying in the audience. Oh my God, I want to go back and watch that speech so I can laugh, because that shit was so funny when he was like crying on stage.
You understand, perseverance is a collective effort, okay? Built on the shoulders of those who believe in us. The strongest shoulders in which I stand on today belong to the women in my life. First and foremost, and always first and foremost, my mama. My mama, who brought me into this world on September 7, 1989 in Lompoc, California on a military base, and stood behind her 34-year-old son as she heard him say guilty. And when I turned back to her, she smiled at me and said, "It's okay, son." And second, especially, Megan, I love you beyond all limits. With all my strength, with all my heart, I love you. I'm supposed to be this tough and strong, and you done carried me so many nights. I love you. Through the fire.
So yeah, like, I feel like I wish that he would have let his work speak for him. Let the movie come out. And then, like,
and he's become a laughing stock. Like, I feel like literally the minute that him and Megan Good were like, no, we're in a serious relationship, it became a joke because it was like, it's like you just got an assault with a white woman. Now all of a sudden you're going with a black woman. It's funny because it's just like, this is clearly PR. Yes. And then y'all are taking it seriously enough to date. Then he's crying at the fucking Jason's fucking award show,
whatever.
Yeah, Hollywood Unlocks thing, and then he's like saying he's basically comparing himself to Martin Luther King, and she's correct. Like, it became laughable, and now it just feels like they're pushing them on us rather than us embracing it more authentically. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like because of that, I truly don't think he can save his career because he's become something to laugh at rather than something to respect, and it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, like you said, like his work is gonna be the only thing. He has to be
right, exactly.
He has to be in
a very powerful film where we forget about it all.
Yeah, and I hear that Magazine Dreams is really good,
but it's people gonna see it.
I mean, I'm sure people, like, maybe not in theaters all the way, but when it comes out, people probably will. But yeah, it's just this image they're trying to push. You guys don't have to be out as much as you are. Like, no. He should just, like, if I was his PR person, I was like, you are going to be laying the lowest of lows. Okay? We don't want to see you until you're back on the screen. Right. All right? Like, you can go to the premiere, but you're not going to be at all these Hollywood events as Megan Good's +1. And you still got all these allegations out. Like, it's just like, and you're right. Like, it's just like she have
not
dated
care about her fucking reputation at all.
She is. It's funny. Like, her chart, there was definitely like the person that was breaking it down. They were like, yeah, like there's some Neptune, like conjuncting some really important placements right now. So that just means like there's like delusion and fantasy and illusion, like kind of surrounding this whole thing. And so, yeah, like, and the one she was like, yeah, so like there's delusion and whatever. So like, yeah, it could be a PR, like it could be, I mean, we know, and in some sense, point, right, it is PR for both of them.
Exactly.
We are witnessing a PR
what's the
battle.
PR for her? What is the gain for her? She's like, she immediately became
talking about her.
That's so sad. Because I'm like, she immediately became linked to an abuser. I don't understand what's the draw, like what's the win for that as a woman. For him, I understand what's the win, but what's the win for her?
I mean, realistically, not much, because like you're linking yourself to this man that has a lot of trauma that he is dragging your career into. Like, you had a pretty spotless career.
You weren't,
and now you're like saving.
To me, she was like a Tia and Tamara. Like, she was in black film. She was respected. She was a Gabrielle reunion type person.
Yes, and we thought she had better sense when it comes to men, I think. I mean, I don't really know what I know she went down a whole, like, religious tour. I don't know what she was saying.
She was engaged at one point. She was saying to save herself for marriage. That's what she was saying.
Yeah. And so I think, I mean, a lot of people, sadly, it's sad. Like, this is like one of those examples where it's like, you can be the most beautiful woman literally in the world and still, be a chameleon to like whoever man you're with, or like just
chameleon,
and just like make that your thing, and because you want to be
man,
I don't know.
Oh my
but
God,
I do
hilarious.
think Megan Good, for her to answer your question again, I think we're talking about her. I think like because he is like in a bad light right now, it's like we are like bowing down to Megan Good. I feel like she's getting more flowers because it's just like we're paying attention to like the fact that she's there more, like I feel like she might have just like been a celebrity that was just like there at the events. Like, no, now she is in headlines that like all the film people are paying attention to, Some of the filmmakers might be going in to watch, Harlem to see what Megan's doing.
True.
And she might get more jobs and da 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 da. So,
Well, Megan, we hope the best, but I gotta go. I gotta use the bathroom too, like bad.
Okay, well, yes, Megan, we're hoping the best for you. Make better choices. And you guys, we're going to end it here today. We love you. Alexis has to go, and we'll see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.